The first thing I noticed was his hand. It was resting on mine, warm and familiar, his thumb moving slowly over my skin like he was drawing small circles. We were sitting on the couch, close enough that our shoulders touched, close enough that I could feel his breathing. I leaned my head against him, and he turned slightly to kiss my hair. That simple kiss made my heart beat faster. It always did. We had been married for 6 years, and still, moments like this felt new. Still, they felt special. Still, they reminded me why I loved him so deeply. That night, I was nervous. Not because I didn't trust him, but because I trusted him so much. I trusted him enough to open my heart in a way I never had before. A few months earlier, we had talked late into the night. We had talked about dreams, fears, and things we were curious about but never said out loud. We talked about how love changes, how it grows, how sometimes it needs honesty more than anything else. That night, I told him everything, and he listened. He didn't laugh. He didn't judge. He didn't turn away. He held my hands and said, "I'm here, always." After that, something shifted between us. We became closer, more open, more gentle, more brave. I felt stronger. I felt seen. And I wanted to give him something special, something that showed him how much I trusted him, how much I loved him. So I made a plan. It started with small things: soft lights in the living room, clean sheets on the bed, music playing quietly in the background. Nothing loud, nothing dramatic, just warm, just calm, just safe. I wore a simple dress that hugged my body gently. When I looked in the mirror, I didn't see someone trying to impress anyone. I saw a woman who felt confident, a woman who felt loved, a woman who was ready. Two close friends of mine were coming over that night. They knew everything. We had talked for hours before. We talked about feelings, limits, comfort, and respect. We promised each other honesty. We promised no pressure. We promised care. Everything was based on choice. Everything was based on trust. They arrived first. We sat together on the couch, our knees touching, our hands resting close. We laughed softly, sharing stories, calming each other's nerves. Every now and then, one of them would squeeze my hand. "You okay?" one asked. I nodded. "Yes, I am." And I was. Then I heard the door. His footsteps. His key. My heart jumped. When he walked in, he stopped. He looked around slowly, at the lights, at the music, at the three of us sitting together. Then he looked at me. His eyes were wide, curious, surprised, a little unsure. I stood up and walked toward him. Each step felt important. When I reached him, I took his hands in mine. "They're here because I trust you," I said softly, "and because I love you." He searched my face. "Are you sure?" he asked. I nodded. "I've never been more sure." He leaned forward and kissed me. Slow, gentle, full of feeling. That kiss said everything. We sat together after that, all four of us. Close, comfortable, quiet. One of my friends sat beside him, her arm brushing his lightly. The other sat near me, her hand resting on my knee. It wasn't rushed. No one pushed anything. We just were, talking, laughing, breathing together. I watched him relax. His shoulders lowered, his face softened, his smile returned. Every time he looked at me, I smiled back, letting him know, "I'm here. I'm okay. We're okay." At one point, he reached for my hand again, like he always did. I squeezed it. Later, we moved to the bedroom. Not like something dramatic from a movie, just walking together, side by side, connected. The room was warm. The lights were low. The bed looked soft and welcoming. We stood there for a moment, all of us unsure what to do first, so I did what felt right. I stepped forward and kissed him. Not fast, not rushed, just deep, just real. Then I rested my forehead against his. I love you, I whispered. I love you too, he said. That was the center of everything. That love. My friends moved closer then. One brushed her fingers along his arm. The other touched his shoulder gently. He looked at me again, question in his eyes. I nodded. It's okay, I said. He breathed out slowly and let himself feel. I sat nearby, watching, not as someone outside, but as part of it, part of us. I watched his reactions, the way he smiled, the way he closed his eyes sometimes, the way he reached out when he needed comfort. They were kind to him, soft, patient, respectful. They kissed his cheeks, his hands, his shoulders. Nothing rushed, nothing rough, just connection, just presence, just warmth. My heart felt full, not jealous, not scared, proud, proud of him, proud of us, proud of what we had built. At one moment, he looked at me and held my gaze for a long time, like he was saying, "Thank you. I'm here. I'm yours." I placed my hand over my heart and smiled. Time passed without us noticing. The world outside disappeared. There was only breathing, touch, soft voices, quiet laughter. Eventually, he lay back, tired but glowing. My friends stayed close to him, one on each side, their hands resting lightly on his arms. He looked peaceful, safe, loved. That was all I ever wanted for him. I stood up and walked toward the bed, each step slow, intentional. When I reached him, I sat beside him. I brushed his hair back gently. He opened his eyes. "There you are," he whispered. "I never left," I said. I leaned down and kissed him again, this time deeper, full of promise, full of home. My friends moved back, giving us space, respecting our bond, respecting our story. I wrapped my arms around him. He held me close, like he always did. Later, when it was just the two of us, we lay together under the soft blanket. The room was quiet, only the sound of our breathing. He traced patterns on my arm. I rested my head on his chest. "Are you okay?" I asked. He kissed my forehead. "More than okay," he said. "I feel closer to you." I smiled. "So do I." We stayed like that for a long time. No words, just presence, just love. That night didn't change us. It revealed us. It showed us how strong we were, how honest we could be, how deeply we trusted. Our marriage didn't weaken. It grew, like roots going deeper into the earth, like branches reaching higher. Sometimes love is not about holding tighter. Sometimes it's about opening your hands and saying, "I trust you," and knowing the other person will always come back to you. He did, every time. And so did I, because at the center of everything was us.